Hey, everybody. Welcome to The Return with Josh and Maria Cribbs. I am Maria Cribbs.
And I am Josh Cribbs. Welcome to The Return.
Welcome to another beautiful day. I heard it's supposed to be really nice this weekend, Josh. So,
yes.
Cleveland, we're going to be outside.
It's getting nice. The ants coming back out.
The ants are taking over our basement.
Yeah, Izzy was upset that he left his sandwich down there for a few days.
We told him. We said, hey.
And the ants said, this is dinner. Thank you. I'm like, yeah, that's what happens, buddy.
And they slowly try. But you would think the ants would be making their way inside when it's snowing, when it's cold outside.
Nah,
Why not it's warming up? They're coming inside.
I don't want to say they're hibernating, but they make their way into warm areas, like within the earth.
I got something for them. I got this product called Home Defense. If y'all don't know, Home Defense, we used to pay for those termination or not termination.
Yeah, for the people to come out
and spray the house.
I was about to do that. Because the weather changed, and I was about to do that. And when you start to see bugs and everything, that lets you know it's time to cut the grass.
Hey, if you guys need a guy, my dad is a pest control.
Really?
Your
He
dad
does
is?
pest control. He has his own company. Yeah.
Tell him the ants are taken. We didn't know that.
So there you
The
go.
more you know.
We actually knew.
Shout out
Parker's
Action Pest Control. Free plug.
Action Pest Control.
Action
Let's
Pest Control.
go.
So we might have to do that.
What's your dad's name?
Mike.
Like Mr. Mike. Ryan said you're gonna come spray the house for 2 years for free.
He said a
Action
promotional
Pest Control.
item.
Right, look them up because the ants are coming in. Now, Ryan, hold on. Congratulations to you. You moved out. You got your own apartment.
I did. I finally got my internet installed yesterday. It was a whole process.
Oh, you popping now.
I was just pacing around my apartment because I didn't know what to do. I wasn't gonna read a book.
Yeah, he had to get out from his parents' house.
Like, I need some Wi-Fi. I need Wi-Fi.
He had some. He ain't want to tell you, Maria. He had company over, and his mom walked in. It got kind of weird.
You need your own space.
It got
you start
kind of
sticking
weird.
people in, Ryan. You need your own space.
Yeah,
man.
and his dad gave him a thumbs up.
Now, are you living by yourself, roommate? What?
No, I'm all by myself. Well, and Ruby.
And Ruby. Oh my God, Ryan's growing up.
You say he's growing up
because you remember moving out and.
Why you sound like a mom from
that's a big
from
deal.
yesteryear.
And I'm not gonna say what city he's living in.
It's a nice part of town.
I'm always in your city.
I tried to get property over
nice
there.
Eateries, nice coffee shops.
For people like Ryan, I tried to get property over there because it's a high rental area as well. A lot of people go.
But they rarely sell. It's rarely any for sale signs up in that city. But I love it out there. Don't be partying too much, Ryan.
I'm gonna try.
Okay, you got to come here and help us out in the show.
I got you.
All right, now Josh, this weekend because it is the weekend coming up here. I want to hit the movies up because Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan.
Yes,
they doing their things again. Did y'all see the movie Sinners had 100% Rotten Tomatoes rating? That's like unheard of.
I think it was 99.
No, it said 100%. It said 100% Rotten Tomatoes.
Did
it opened at 100 and then it dropped to 99. But that's like how every movie that's how all the good movies happen.
Oh.
So like, that's still that's an insane score. Like that's an amazing
exactly.
score.
And usually you don't see now. You see 80s. If it's a good movie, it's above 70. And I say that because everybody always has something bad to say.
100%?
Right. So somebody did something, a video on it, right?
What'd they say?
They were basically like, you that one critic that had to say, I don't like the way they were breathing during this such and such scene.
Right.
It's always somebody that feel like they got to make their name, by giving a bad review.
I was confused because we have that Roku streaming thing or whatever.
Right.
And so they had the ad for it on the side of the
You thought you can watch it?
I thought you could watch it at home.
Oh my goodness. She was going to stream it.
I thought it was already out, and now we can watch it at home. Right, but now I realize my daughter's like, and I'm sure we have to get tickets now for the weekend because they're probably
you want to go see a matinee?
We can if you want.
Go matinee, man. Get it for cheap.
I like going at night.
That's like having a senior's discount.
Look at him trying to get a discount.
Matinee.
Trying to get Action Pest Control
we got
discount.
Stuff to do,
now
man.
Right.
Nah, I mean, I be trying to go to sleep at night, so we don't usually do nighttime.
That's true.
Because there be so many people and. It's just not the best schedule for us.
But let me just say this. I mean, I always thought Rotten Tomatoes meant like if it had a high Rotten Tomato score,
it was bad.
It was bad because I'm thinking somebody
Rotten
throwing tomatoes, So
yeah,
now I know that that movie must be good. I don't know what it's about though. I thought it was like a vampire movie.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so then there we go. Okay,
yeah,
I can't wait to see it.
Have you see the watch the trailer? A lot of times Maria doesn't like watching trailers, Ryan, because it tells too much of the show.
I completely agree. I don't watch trailers anymore.
No,
they ruin it.
They just do too much.
They
it's
do.
Like,
they show the best part of the movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're like, wait a minute, I don't need to see it now.
And the rest of the movie be a blah until that happen, till the preview stuff happen. I think people should, directors should do better when it comes to those. Just show like maybe a little bit of a plot. Like what is, oh my God, that's gonna be, you know what I'm saying?
Because
like,
the way my mind works,
cliffhanger.
I start filling in the gaps. Like I watch a movie, I'm like, oh, I know this is a bad character. This is this person. This is gonna come.
Because you hate, Maria hates when I turn in the preview. No, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, please.
I'm the same way.
I want to be surprised.
But see, when I didn't see the preview of certain movies, I was like, where's this going? I still was surprised. So we saw 7 Pounds when it came out, the Will Smith movie, right? But we saw he came to Cleveland, to Valley View, and we hadn't seen no previews yet. So I'm like, what is this movie about? And it was better not knowing and seeing it unfold, instead of seeing a preview of what it's all going to be about.
Right.
So.
I have a special announcement to make, you guys. And Josh, this is going to be a surprise to you. I think I found someone who could take our dog off of our hands for us. I want to play this video, and y'all tell me if you think she's going to be a good suitor. Ryan, you got the video? All right, watch this, Josh.
Okay, is it just me, or does anyone else share beverages with their dog? This is coconut water. No, you can't do that. But is that gross? Also has a very clean mouth. He doesn't eat poop or anything like that. And
so Josh, did you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so
go ahead.
No, I feel like, because we're getting rid of our dog because he gets on my nerves, and I'm the only one that takes care of him, even though I didn't ask for that dog. And
hold
my
on,
take care of him, and Josh barely walks him and takes
You're
care of him.
You're the only one that takes care. You're gone all day
with the dog. He goes.
No, you take Izzy to school and you disappear for half the day.
Because I don't want to come home with that
dog. I have the dog. Right, I have all the I have a phone full of pictures and adventures,
viewers,
and poop and cleanup with this dog all throughout. I have
but
the
Ryan,
poop.
On the show, who did you see clean up the poop?
I did see you clean up.
And who was recording it?
That was
I was. I'm right there. I have the dog all. It goes like this, Ryan. If an adult, and it shouldn't be an adult because our son should be cleaning up, Maria. However, whoever sees it has to clean it up. I'm not going to just see poop and be like, Maria, man, he poo-poo right there. Go get. No, whoever see it, that's the rule.
Viewers.
Maria sees it, she got to clean it up.
This is not even the point that I'm making. Why is he bringing up old stuff?
I
believe this woman would be a perfect candidate for our dog. She lets her dogs eat out of her containers. She eats after her dog. You see the dog? He was going to town inside that.
She also said later in that video that she lets the dog use the same fork.
That's not healthy.
No, it's gross.
That's just not gross. It's not healthy.
Candidate, I think,
because they lick themselves, and if you let them, that's the same thing.
Do you let Ruby? Do you eat after Ruby?
I mean, I'll let her kiss me, but I'm not gonna eat off a fork with her or let her lick my water bottle.
Yeah. Here, you want some?
And then the fact that the dog had his tongue all up in her bottle, and then she took a sip afterwards. That thing is going viral. It's going crazy. But I just said, hey, she must really like dogs, so we can send Major over there with her.
Negative.
And if not to have, maybe
Major
she would be a great
like,
baby
you licking
dog.
that after me? Major ain't gonna want to lick
He's
after.
He gonna be like, ugh, you nasty girl.
That was mine.
Look, we got more great show coming up for you guys. Josh's gonna be talking Browns, of course, and we got some more hot topics. So don't you guys go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Garage Beer. No bitterness, no frills, no IPA, just beer-flavored beer.
Welcome back to the show. Now, Josh, I'm just saying, I think she would be a good candidate for Major right
Definitely not. I think that, she has her dog. She has her person, her dog person.
Hold on, look, Josh, don't say who it was.
Okay.
Josh had a teammate who they lived in the same development as us, right? And his wife would come over, and they had got a brand new dog. She would come over every once in a while with a dog. And at that point, we never owned a dog. And I never grew up with dogs, so I didn't like dogs like that, like I do now. And so she'd bring her little dog over, and he'd be, running around our house. I'm thinking like, oh, this is strange. You bring pets over people's houses, but okay. So then one day she came over with her dog and an ice cream cone. And they sat on our couch, and her and that dog went to town on that ice cream cone. So it reminded me, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
You got to tell me who that was after the show.
I'll tell you later. I'm like,
oh my God.
When they left, I was like, Josh, they were sharing the ice cream cone together.
Yeah.
But anyway,
skipping the subject from dogs.
Yeah, we're off dogs now.
From eating after dogs. I wanted to show y'all this this sort of catfish video.
Oh.
And it's peculiar, but I want you to look at it. I want us to talk about it after we see it.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah.
Can I help you?
It's
Macy, Tinder, aren't you David?
You just look different.
How?
I don't know. Look at the height difference. You're like 7 feet tall. No, Macy, I'm not saying that to be mean. It's just you didn't tell me that.
You don't want to go on a date because I'm tall?
No, I don't want to go on a date because I'm short.
You're not short.
You just had to lean down to be eye level with me.
You're not that short, though.
Look at this. I'm wearing Kanzuris.
What the hell are Kanzuris?
My shoes. This is how tall I actually am. Look at the difference.
Those are kind of dope.
Well, they make me like 3 inches taller.
Now, is that catfishing, Ryan? If you have a dating app, if you're that tall,
Yeah. Oh, that's the definition of catfishing. You didn't
She looks the same.
perceive your real life appearance accurately.
But I thought catfishing was.
do you got a full? Do you put a full?
Well, I suppose it depends because a lot of those apps you can put like
Your height.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I suppose if they didn't lie, like they didn't put a different height, then I guess maybe it's
Hold on,
not
how Ryan
catfishing.
knows so much
'Cause
about
she
what
had the
goes on
same
the
face. She had the same face
Ryan
though.
knows a lot about what goes on those apps. You on a dating app?
I don't want to be lonely forever.
Oh, Ryan! Josh, you said you was gonna hook him up, man. We supposed to go down to the.
But I'm serious though. That's catfishing. If you look the same and you're just taller, I think that's just something you say. Like, look, I just wanted to let you know I'm 9 feet tall. Like
was tall.
I'm
She
as
was tall
tall
as
as the
heck.
basketball court.
She was tall
This
as
is-
heck. I look at catfishing as more as physical, like appearance,
Yes.
like look.
And that's all I'm saying. Like she looks like the person that's on there. She's just, bigger than this. I think he should. Would you
How
not date
tall
a
was
tall
he?
woman, Ryan, even
Well-
though she looked pretty?
If she was 7 foot,
Yeah.
no,
No, even if she was gorgeous.
that dynamic ain't
Why
going.
you-
Supermodel.
I knew what you was gonna say when he
Supermodel.
said that. He's
I
like
mean,
7
like
foot.
Giselle, Naomi,
I'm saying it for a reason.
I just don't think I would be attracted to somebody that tall.
that tall.
See, and that's the thing. Only reason I disagree, I'm different now. And if I had to do over again, maybe not Maria. Man, Maria, you're very beautiful, but I have a point. I'm thinking about breeding. If I'm an athlete,
That's
I'm
true.
thinking about, you know what, man, I got some basketball players in my, and I know it don't work like that all the time, but if I'm 6 feet and I'm 6'1" and my girl is 7 feet, we got a high probability our child will be somewhere in the middle.
I don't think y'all
high
recognize
probability.
the bus
One
that
of
I
the
just got
children-
rolled over by.
No,
Did you
I'm
say-
just saying. I'm just
No,
saying.
you just said if I could choose differently.
No,
I'll just say you have to be to date a girl at 7 foot. You have to be very secure in your masculinity.
right.
Yeah.
Because you see how she bent down to him.
Right.
And it seems like she was like pleading, like, you're not that small.
Yeah.
And bit down. But she bit
Yeah,
down
while
to-
she was bending down, like, you had to bend down for eye
But
level.
then the fact that he said that he's wearing those stilts, or not they're stilts, what are they called? Those things
They
you put in your
lifts.
shoe, those lifts, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember I brought some for Izzy to go on some rides at Cedar Point.
She walked away from it.
Wow.
It did not work.
Yeah, because you had to be certain height to get on the rides. Maria tried to let the kids. I'm like, he could have slipped out the ride. It's for their health,
I
their
would have held
safety.
him. I'd have held him down. No,
Yeah.
but
I-
Josh, I think in the fact that he still had those lips. I mean, I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with you dating someone that's too tall or too short. And why you trying to play me and say if you could do over, you would get somebody taller?
I was not
you're
saying
you,
me
that's
per
exactly
se.
what you just said. And
Me
viewers
per
did not
se.
just say that. You're not
You
that
take
tall, sir.
everything
What are you,
so
6
perfect.
foot?
She take
You
everything
barely hitting
so-
6 foot over there.
So,
How tall are you, Josh?
over 6 feet. Just under 6'1".
I mean, because I like 6'4" and above.
I'm 6
now.
foot and 3/4.
That's short.
Almost
Ryan, how tall are you?
6'1".
6'2".
Ryan,
Maria-
you taller than Josh, Ryan?
Maria says.
Is Ryan taller than you, Josh?
Maria says
He's
I'm
not
too.
answering the question.
Maria says I'm too short, but she's 5'6", barely.
But my dad, my brother, they're like 6'4", 6'6". You know what I'm
Maria's
saying?
smaller than her mom and her dad. Her mom is
I don't know.
5'11" and her
Yeah.
dad is 6'6".
So it sounds like it's Maria's
I'm
fault.
5'9", though.
It is because
I'm 5'9".
She's not 5. She
I look
put,
5'9". My afro.
You take off every day. Sometimes she'll come a lot and be like, "Hey, did you grow? Did you get
Yeah,
taller?"
Josh
I'm
getting taller. I
like,
don't know what's going on.
nah.
So how tall is LeBron?
6'9",
He's-
I believe.
He's taller
Okay.
than Jordan. Jordan is 6'7", I think. 6'7",
Put
6'8".
9 on my Lord. Let me
6'9".
just tell the viewers, I'm mad at you, I'm mad at Josh, and I'm mad at Ryan because ain't nobody told me nothing about no LeBron James Ken Barbie.
LeBron James, Ken
Ryan,
Barbie.
you got the
What you talking
video,
about?
you got the picture. LeBron,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Josh, LeBron has a Barbie. He's like a Barbie ambassador now. He has his own Barbie.
I did not know that.
Well, it's sold out. You can't get your hands on it right now. That's it right there. Now, I thought it would be a fun idea if we go around with a cutout of Ken, the traditional Ken Barbie, and then a picture of LeBron's Barbie, and then go around asking everybody in the city, who'd you rather? And not who'd you rather, like, intimately. Like, who would you rather?
Yeah, that's what that sounded like. Who would you rather? Like, choose better term.
No, who would you rather hang out with? Who would you rather, like, go to the bar with? Who would you rather, like, play 1v1?
LeBron is a superstar. Ken is a fictional, a fictional toy.
But doesn't it, Brian, he put the photo back up. Doesn't it look cool, though?
Yeah, it did. That purple. And,
purple?
yeah.
That purple?
Okay, that's, yeah.
Is that blue or purple?
That's Lakers purple.
I think that's blue.
Blue, it looks purple to me. Because the background is blue.
Remember that one photo that went viral when the lady was saying it was...
I think that's purple.
Josh,
But
that's blue.
because I'm thinking Lakers. Lakers purple.
It look like it's a fresh blue to me.
All right.
But everybody walking around with their LeBron Barbies, I'm upset because they're probably all sold out now. We don't have one. That's a collectibles item. And I will say this, though. The LeBron Barbie is not like all the other Barbies now. You can't have him with them girls. He's with Savannah. So LeBron got to stay in the box. You can't have him like, that's her husband.
He's gonna be with everybody.
Just keep LeBron in the box away from all the girls, okay? Because he's already taken by, they need the Savannah Barbie now.
The Savannah Barbie.
That's the only girl doll he need to be with.
That makes sense.
Thank
You got to
you.
buy the whole collection.
I got to see maybe they'll come out with another round 2 of them. We'll get another
Stop
one.
it.
Now,
Okay.
hold on. O-State had their spring game over the weekend. Did you see the rings?
I did not see the rings. Are you going to talk about it now? Or are you going to talk
Brian,
about
what
it?
has Josh been doing all
Are
week?
you going to talk about it now? Or are you going to talk about it after break?
We got a break?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll talk about after the break. Don't go anywhere, you guys. We'll be right back.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Fairway Ford, the largest inventory of new Ford trucks, the lowest pricing, and same hometown level of service.
All right, welcome back to the show, you guys. Now, we were talking about the O-State game. They had their spring game. And explain to the viewers that may not be sports savvy, what is the spring game about? Is it like showcasing a new talent?
That's exactly. It's just a spring game is, letting the coaches understand what they have, getting everybody back acclimated. They don't run, things that they're going to, pull out during the year because they know that they don't want to show everything. It's basic plays. They're just getting a feel for their talent.
It's 7-on-7 or?
No, it's live.
They got
Usually
pads?
it's live, yes. And they scrimmage each other. It's a scrimmage game. However, it's changed because of the college landscape. Again, it's crazy. A lot of times in these big Power 5 schools, colleges will recruit from spring games.
What you mean?
Players will hop in the portal. They got a spring portal that happens every year where you do good in your spring game.
You can go somewhere else?
You can go somewhere else. Another college will be like, yeah, let's get that kid. And bring in somebody late for the beginning of the season.
So why is it when it comes to high school, like say if Izzy wanted to switch schools or something like that?
High school is just different.
You have to wait a year. You couldn't
and
you
it
wouldn't
was
even be
like
able to
that
play a
in
full
college.
season or something like that.
It was like that in college, but college right now is a business. These kids making more than they make in the
That's
NFL.
true. That's true.
If they even go pro.
One of the students who I forget his name, who played with Izzy this past football season, he was in the spring game. Like he was there. He's already playing.
The linebacker for Ohio State?
Yeah.
Yeah, Liam, I think his name is.
I forget his name. I know Izzy was saying he was tall
Yeah, the
as all get
linebacker.
out.
I think his number's 33, I believe.
So you get to graduate high school early, and then you can. That's
yeah.
amazing.
If you graduate high school early, definitely you can go to college, and they'll put you in the spring game.
I don't know if we just weren't smart enough. Why didn't we have the option to graduate from high school early? You probably did.
I had the option. School was fun to me. I had a half a day. So I know a lot of me and my friends, we had half a day. Like Daryl, he had half a day. He would come and leave after lunch.
But would you have wanted to leave high school early to go and be in college?
No.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
no, I did take advantage of coming to Kent
you
early.
told us you had your little ID.
The pass program.
Getting all the parties with the college ID.
Absolutely.
You still
DC
young,
Live,
though.
pointing up the ID, wasn't old enough yet. The ID signifies that you're 18. So I was getting it. I was like, I don't have my ID, but I had my college ID. I was like, okay, come on in. You got to be 18.
The scammers are out. The scammers are out.
Scammers. I was out there getting in.
So look, the players were presented with their ring for the national championship ring, and I want to show you guys.
Those are smooth.
Those aren't they slick right there?
Yeah, but that's Ohio State. You expected nothing less.
Period. But okay, you see, I was thinking how it has that cross right there. I wonder if that was optional because everybody has, if a faith at all, they have different faiths. So I wonder if they had an option to put that cross in there. I know a lot of people on social were talking about that. I think it's just nice. You know how people always say faith, family, and football, how the organization stands behind being a faith-based organization, but the rings are slick. Josh, you did receive a championship ring when you were in high school.
Of course.
Now, is this ring something that you wear? Or is it something that you just put up on a mantle and never touch?
No, I put up on a mantle unless I'm going back to a championship game back in D.C. to the game that we played. Because,
okay.
I got that black and red jacket.
Mm-hmm.
We call that our turkey bowls because our championship game is on Thanksgiving Day in high school. We run it 3 years in a row. So we have jackets to commemorate that, like rings.
Okay.
So players had to pay for their rings, but everybody got jackets. So, like, you had
the varsity jackets or the championship jackets?
They're varsity jackets, but they're championship jackets. Like, if you didn't go win the championship, if you went on that team, you don't have that jacket.
Oh.
And the color of the jacket, the style of the jacket signifies that particular year. So you have other guys that won in different years. They got a different, color theme.
Do you get a ring if you weren't in the game now? The whole team gets a ring, right?
Everybody part of the organization gets a ring.
That's what's
like
up.
Like
so
if you were the team chaplain, you get a ring.
The water boy.
The water boy gets a ring. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Everybody on the field that was a part of that team that affected them in any way gets a ring.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, well, Josh, I know you want to get to talking about the Browns.
I
So the draft is
do.
coming up. So if you want to take one more break, don't you guys go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Pure AV, luxury home automation. Experience your dream smart home.
Welcome back to The Return. Now, this segment right here is brought to you by our friends over at Pure AV. Now, Pure AV specializes in sales, service, and installation of a variety of smart home technologies. They do it all. They can help you get the perfect sports watching setup, which Josh needs, with their high-performance audio and video displays. And they even offer hidden audio and video options that allow you to keep it clean, elegant interior without sacrificing your favorite technology. Pure AV can set you up with invisible architectural speakers that are hidden so it can look good in your house, on the walls and ceilings, as well as disappearing TVs that vanish behind art mirrors, or the art mirrors. I want to see that, Josh. I want to see. We got to get Pure AV to give us a picture of that. I want to see an example of that. So you guys visit pureavcorp.com to see everything they offer for your home. Josh, the draft's coming up.
Yeah, it is. But before the draft, I wanted to talk about Nicholas Batman Chubb.
Ooh. Batman. Let's go.
Batman.
All right.
And I only want to say this because he's at it again, right? He's, putting out a video of him lifting 500 pounds again. And check this out, Maria. Look at him. Mm-hmm. I mean, so it's not about his strength. And that's why I tell athletes all the time, like, you can lift all the weights in the world. I was telling Izzy that. He was talking about how his running back, like Nick Chubb, can lift a lot.
Right.
I'm like, none of that matters. Can you perform on the field? Should the Browns re-sign Nick? Now, they'll be getting a heck of a deal. Should they re-sign Nick? What do you think?
He's
Maria?
a free agent right now?
Yeah, he's a free agent, not signed to anyone. Do you think, now think about the business of the NFL, do you think they should re-sign him?
I think they should re-sign him on the strength of they have the money. They know what he means to this team. And I personally, I've been saying
they'll get him for
since
cheap.
last year, I've been saying that I just don't think he was 100%. I don't think he was healed enough. I don't think enough time went by since the injury to let him fully heal. And he should have been playing last season. We were already, not in the running to go to the championship or to go all the way. So why not let him heal even more? So I think maybe with more time, he'll come back this season and he'll be ready to go. But you see
Ryan,
him
what
lifting
you
the
think?
weights.
What you think?
Absolutely, Josh. I mean, you talk about the lifeblood of this team, one of the most beloved athletes that come through the city in the last 20 years. Like, I think of guys like Jose Ramirez taking the hometown deal. He'll just be beloved here forever. Obviously, Myles Garrett, and he has more of an impact than Nick Chubb. Obviously, the awards will tell you that. But Nick Chubb has meant so much to this city. He's meant so much to the organization, just a silent killer. He's got that attitude of him. He doesn't say anything. He just puts in the work, right? And you can get him for cheap. And the longer that he goes unsigned, it seems more likely he'll be on the Browns next year, which, and again, like Maria said, everything that I saw from him last year, yes, the cuts weren't as crisp. I understand that. He was coming off another devastating injury. And I'm not going to count anybody out, especially Nick Chubb. Like, if there's one guy that's going to prove me wrong, it's going to be Nick Chubb. I looked at anything I got last year as a bonus, right? You got to remember, now he has a whole nother full offseason. You see him squatting there. You're going to get him cheap. The running back room is already pretty scarce. Bring him back, man. He means just so much to this team on the field, but maybe even more off the field.
I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
Not necessarily with other team. If he did get signed with another team, I still would root for him. However, I think I agree with you, Ryan and Maria. I think we should bring him back. And just for depth, but also, what if? What if he still has that in the tank? What if, the cobwebs, the scar tissue is pushed aside, he's ready to go. And he still has something in the tank that can be monumental for this team. And it can happen like that. where he finds his cuts. He finds that I'm good. I can go full go now. I'm rooting for him. I hope that we do sign him. I know a lot of even hosts on Big Play Network. I know Hanford has said, I think, and this is a quote from him, I think he deserves another shot with this team, don't you? And I just feel like he does.
I think it would be a bad look to the organization if they did not give him another shot, only because of how significant of a player he is, and how much he means to the fans. Right. Now, if it was not a Nick Chubb and it was somebody out here that wasn't producing like he was for our team, I don't think he would have been given an opportunity to even come back and heal in the way that the Browns have allowed him to do. So I just want the Browns to do the right thing.
Right.
Give the man a shot. Let him continue his legacy on here.
I get that wholeheartedly. I want to move to Travis Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
So he's apparently our number 2 pick.
Mm-hmm.
How did it change and when did it change? What happened?
What's going on? What's really going on?
And this happens every year.
I like it though.
Where draft stocks change. Maria and Ryan, they go up and down. It's like they didn't play any more football. No more football was played, but yet we're all in on Shador. Now we're all in on this guy. Abdul Carter. It was Abdul Carter, Sanders, and Hunter. Now it's like everyone feels like it's a go ahead with Hunter. Now, do we feel like Hunter will have to play? Travis will have to play both ways. He will be upset in Cleveland. Will the Browns play him like he wants to be played? Because he made a statement. He said, I don't want to play for any. He said he won't play for a team if he can't play both ways. And he's been saying that. Will the Browns play Travis both ways?
I don't think right away they will. I mean, Andrew Berry months ago at the Combine said he views Travis Hunter primarily as a wide receiver. And when you're throwing around the term generational like we do with Travis Hunter, well, the one thing that makes him generational is the fact that he's a top 5 wide receiver in this draft. He's a top 5 DB in this draft. And I like that the Browns are going to take him at number 2, it seems. I want Shador, but I'm totally fine with Travis Hunter. I think you can start him as a wide receiver this year. You can give him some snaps on defense here and there, and then maybe the second year see if he's able to play both ways. I mean, I don't necessarily think playing in both ways in the first year would stunt his growth, but it is, as talented as he is, it is still a jump up to the National Football League where you're playing against grown men, the best of the best. So there is a learning curve there. So I would imagine that the Browns right away probably wouldn't play in both ways, even though Travis Hunter, I'm sure he's made it clear he wants to.
I think it depends on what they do with Greg Newsome. I think it depends on the back end, because we're pretty much, these guys have been again. I still feel like I did last year, to whereas I think Greg Newsome is the best other guy that he would be the best guy that's up for grabs. Like if he was on another team, it would be get that guy, and we have him, and I think he's only gonna get better. And our back end have a lot to prove this year. Martin, I think he had a down year. Martin Emerson. I think he's capable of so much. I'm sure he didn't reach all his goals last season. But him and that whole secondary, I think they have a lot to prove this year.
Yeah, I think if anything this year you pay Greg Newsome the $14, $15 million, whatever it is. You let him go out there and perform, and if he's good, then you keep him. And even if he's not, well, guess what? You have Travis Hunter now.
Exactly.
If they take him, and then next year, if you need to put Travis Hunter on the defense, you can do that.
Now, Shador Sanders got a late scheduled workout from the Giants. Do we think that Shador Sanders is now going to the Giants? Because a lot of people feel like, I know, friend of the show, and he has his own show now, great, well put together, Chef Zay.
Chef Zay, yeah.
They
Honor
said,
the Land.
Yeah, Honor the Land.
Yes.
They felt like, well, his take was, he felt like they should, trade back in and get both of them. Like, bang for your buck, get both of them. Do what you got to do, make a splash, get both of them. But not if he's gone at number 3. I don't think you trade up to number 3. And if the Giants get him, that changes everything. But if we're sold on Hunter, Travis might very well, not Travis, but Shador might very well go to the Giants. And I think that's a very, because they need a quarterback.
Is that where Russell Wilson just went?
No.
He was the Jets?
He went to...
he's on the Giants.
Giants.
Oh, yeah. But they're still looking.
Oh, okay.
Russell Wilson is not the...
Now, I will say...
he's like equivalent to Flacco, like
right.
the veteran transition quarterback. He wasn't, because if he was that guy, Steelers wouldn't let him go. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. When it comes to Shador, though, when I was talking, when we were first talking about trying to potentially have him come here, I think the Giants in New York, just the personality, the celebrity that him and his family are, I feel like it fits him. Of course, I would want him to be here with the Browns. Like I told you, I want him to be set up for success. And I don't think the Browns are quite there yet as far as him being the QB of this team and them really having a chance to,
I think he would, though. This is the start, not necessarily the city, but this is the program that he has, boasted about fixing, right? When you're talking about him going to Jackson State was irrelevant until Deion and company showed up. Colorado, 1-win team, irrelevant until Deion and Shador and them showed up.
See, that's the key thing.
He's
You're
trying to do the
saying
same thing
Deion
here.
and it's going to just be Shador, the Shador show.
Well,
I know
Deion doesn't play. So Shador is an athlete on the field.
Yeah.
Deion is not the offensive coordinator.
He's not coaching.
He's not the offensive coordinator either. So it's not the fact like Deion is out there. I mean, that's still his son. He's still going to be influencing him.
Absolutely.
But Shador is the guy out there throwing touchdowns and, making plays with his mobility and, accuracy.
Right.
So I thought he would fit in nice, especially with, Stefanski's offense.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I felt like, barring the big city, and the New York Lights, this would have been a perfect fit for him. The offense,
perfect fit for him and
him transforming
Travis
a team.
Hunter. Right. I would love to see both.
The
together
transformation
here.
of the team, the program, like he's done in Jacksonville,
right,
Jackson State, and Colorado, and then the offense.
Right.
The offense, I think, suits him.
Gotta see how it goes down next week, though, right?
Yeah.
The draft is next Thursday night?
Yeah, isn't it crazy?
It's approaching. It's been approaching since the end of the year.
I can't wait to see how it goes down.
Yeah.
I know. Ooh, okay, so we got some more show to talk about. I got some hot topics I want to discuss. Maybe a little bit more sports. Don't go anywhere, you guys. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the return. Now, I don't know. I just can't wait to watch the draft. You're doing something special. Aren't you going to be at a...
Yeah, I'm at a...
Listen to this, Ryan. Listen to
draft
this, Ryan.
house for Howard Hanna. So I'm going to be... It's going to be an open house, but they're calling it the draft house. So I'm going to be hosting their open house. And I'm going to be there for 2 hours
Talking
every
to
day.
These potential home buyers?
Yeah, home buyers. But it's going to turn into like a watch party because...
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to be like, hey, if you ain't serious about buying no house, man...
Get out. Get up out of here.
Nah.
Let me see your
but-
credit checks. Make sure you qualify for this house. I need a pre-qualification sheet to come up in there. But I can't wait to
I've
see how it
never
goes
done
down.
that before, so
Yeah.
I'm that's going to be exciting for me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, y'all know we couldn't leave this show without talking about the 6 ladies going up into outer space, right?
So why you put outer space with quotation
because it
marks?
looked fake.
Outer
What was
space.
that?
It was.
Well, I think my question is,
they're working on a new theme park ride.
why? Is that that's what it right? You can go to Cedar Point and get on the Millennium Force.
Theme park
and
ride
have more
for
of a thrill.
millionaires.
Yeah.
Millionaire theme park ticket $500,000 a pop. Get you on a empty your 401k and you there.
It's for what? I think, first of all, Gayle King looks stressed as all get out. Like, I feel like, people like, okay, my 50th birthday, somebody wants to just, bungee jump or,
Yeah,
skydive. Right.
Right.
They don't look as terrified. Like, she looked like she was literally
I don't
forced to
think-
do that, stressed out about it.
I don't
Oprah
think
down
they
there
went
crying.
to,
Like, she's going to.
I don't think they went to space. I think they went to the upper stratosphere. I think they went to the outer edge, similar to, when they did that Red Bull commercial and they went to the outer edge and then the guy parachuted down. I think they just went up to the upper level but still inside, just maybe, I think they simulated zero gravity, I want to say, but maybe they went to the point where there was zero gravity. But I just, when we look at that capsule, it's like you can't really fool the eyes like that. What did they spray paint it on the way down? And when you're entering the Earth's atmosphere,
because you showed photos of when you enter back into when they enter back into the atmosphere,
will be burned
will
up
be burnt up by the
in
atmosphere.
re-entry.
Yeah.
And they showed the side by side. Their capsule was unburnt, and it seemed like it was just well staged. Not even. Let me just say that.
What? What is
it
a
wasn't
distraction?
well staged.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I feel like if you tried to make us feel like you went out of space, it was not.
It was
your
successful.
production failed, and we're like, why? Okay, so we understand it's being marketed as a amusement park ride for the wealthy.
Right. You can go and hover above the earth, and
They're not astronauts. I think you guys just did
I think
a marketing stunt.
it just comes.
That's
It just shows how out of touch people can be. I know
because how
many of
much
us.
did that cost, man? How much?
Well, it's probably free for them because they're doing
You
publicity.
think so?
Absolutely.
Okay, Jeff
It
Bezos.
wasn't Jeff Bezos. Is it her girlfriend,
maybe.
fiance?
I think it's his wife.
His
yeah.
wife, she was on there.
Yeah.
Katy
Yeah.
Perry was on there. Gayle King. Who else was on there?
They couldn't get
it
Oprah to
was
go up
so-
there.
no,
She was like,
Oprah-
"What?"
She was down there crying. It's just, I guess my thing is, why was it was unnecessary if it really was, even if they did go to outer space. And then them just floating around, frolicking around in outer space, and Katy Perry holding that little flower up. They took a teddy bear up. It was stupid.
I think
It was stupid to me.
I think like the point of it,
Come
and
on, Ryan.
whether it's real or not, whatever
Please
you
let me
decide.
know.
What was the
I
point?
think because the whole Blue Origin thing with Jeff Bezos, it's basically going to be like that at an amusement park ride. It's going to be an experience solely for the very wealthy, and they wanted to show that basically
How easy it is.
to these wealthy people that are potentially want to go to space. Look, we got Katy Perry, we got Gayle King, we got Jeff Bezos, his own wife. He clearly trusts
Good
it.
job though. For
Yeah.
that.
And it was kind of just showing, hey, look, this is a thing that's going to be available soon. We have these high-profile people that have participated in it, and they landed
They came back.
safely.
They didn't die.
It was just like, it was almost like a stunt to prepare people, rich people that is, to be able to go into space if they want.
Did they call them astronauts?
I
Did
don't
y'all
think
see
they called them astronauts.
I think.
Because one
They
of the
were-
girls that was with them
Uh
was actually in training to be an astronaut.
huh. Okay.
And
She's qualified.
Yeah, she had things happen to her in life, and she, switched her direction to become an attorney
Mm-hmm.
and fight in Congress to get laws legislated
Yeah.
for her agenda. But she was actually a training astronaut. One of the girls, I think she was of Asian descent. That was on the shuttle.
I think someone may have slipped and called them astronauts, and I'm like, that's kind of doing a disservice to the
Yeah,
people
'cause
that actually train
astronauts-
and study and go to school to
Exactly.
be an astronaut.
And they
They were just
prepare.
Yeah.
I don't think Gail and them was. Yeah, so yeah, I don't think
Why?
we put
Why,
them
why,
up there
why?
with the buzzes.
It was just super suspect because
Armstrongs.
one, the door thing, you saw them open it from the inside, and then the one, I don't know if it's like
stunt,
Jeff Bezos'
yes.
assistant goes and closes it real quick, because from what I read is it's super pressurized in there. You can't open it from the inside. So first of all, that's strange. And then second of all, you mentioned the flower that Katy Perry was holding.
Yeah.
I guess I read something like if that flower really went to space, it would be half the size it is when it returns.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Right. So it's like,
something doesn't add up.
Who y'all fooling and why?
and the fact that they're not speaking on it. It's been a few days. It's been a day.
I think Gayle King has.
It's been some
said She was
backlash.
she was just surprised by the backlash from some people that she considered friends, like really dissing them. And I think it's because it just seems like it's just a
Well,
bit
come
out
out
of
and
touch.
be
It's a
like,
lot
we
going-
really went to
it's
space.
a lot of
I want to
going
see your
No,
video
I
footage.
just think it's a lot going on in this
You didn't
world
take a phone up there, man. What?
for people
Come
to
on.
be frolicking around in outer space, showing how much wealth you have, how much money you have. It's just it was very bizarre to me. Now, Josh, I do want to talk about the 280 hours of shopping in China. Remember the tariffs and the countdown before the tariffs began? It was a whole thing on social media of, I guess, China saying, hey, come over here. You can come over here and shop, visa-free, tariff-free. And I was thinking, you know what? First of all, who has the money? I haven't even checked to see how much a flight to get over there would cost.
I just go to New York.
But they're basically
man.
saying
Go
we're
to
knocking out the middleman.
Canal Street.
Huh?
Go to Canal
Well, they
Street.
shut.
and-
That's the whole thing. They shut down Canal Street. So I don't know if you viewers, if you haven't been keeping on touch with on top of this, the manufacturers over in China are basically, since the tariffs have, or they're threatening with all these tariffs coming over here. They're basically saying, look, we make all the name brand products, the ones that you pay thousands of dollars for. We make them for this price, and they're calling out some big name brands.
Yeah,
Josh.
Birkin.
Yeah, and we got a video. I want to actually show you what's taking place on TikTok. People are actually going on these TikTok lives,
Wow.
purchasing live from the manufacturers.
Because it's the real products. It's a lot of them just don't have the logo. They said, I was watching one of them. They
Yeah.
said they make them there and they ship them to Italy just to have the logos
Put the last
placed
little,
on them.
yeah.
To make it seem like it was made in
But if
Italy.
you're getting a product manufactured over in China and then you're just getting it shipped to Italy and having your
Logos.
logo stamped on it or
Yeah.
stitched on it, that's not made in Italy. To me,
Right.
it's made in China.
Right.
And I will say this: before they shut down Canal Street, I had friends and family members that would go up there and go shopping, and they would come back with the products, and I would actually have the real thing, I guess. And I would say all knockoffs are not created equal.
They're not.
The stitching, sometimes the quality of the materials. So you might have to find the really good manufacturers over there in China. But people are they're tired of paying these top dollar prices for products. I think a few months ago, the Dior bag, they said it cost like $70 or something to make. They're charging $3,500 for it. They're cutting the middleman out.
Yeah, they was talking about that with the Birkin bag. The Birkin bag costs, I think, $1,400 to make, and they selling it for $30,000.
Viewers, I want to ask you, does it matter if a product is authentic or not to you? Like, if you had the means to buy whatever you wanted to buy, would you wear a knockoff? And is it a knockoff if they're saying we're the ones that make the product?
You know what, Ryan?
You're just the ones that are paying too much, like inflated prices
Terrell
for it.
Owens or no, Chad Ocho?
Chad.
He wore fake
Ocho
diamonds.
Cinco.
Yeah.
Nobody
McDonald's every
cared
day.
because he had the money to buy real ones. So I know a lot of NFL guys that wore fake Louis, fake stuff. They had the money to get it. I wish they would have told me it was fake. I'm like, dang, what? We could have saved some money, man. We should have wore some fake stuff.
I think my whole mindset has changed on back in the day. I'm like, I'm not buying knockoff and I'm not buying resale. And I'm not going to a thrift store. I just feel like if it looks good.
Because your values have changed.
If it looks, especially now that these manufacturers are exposing these companies, saying that, hey, y'all paying
Did you want to show that video?
Ryan, the video? Yeah, I just want to show what's taking place on TikTok. Like, people are actually buying purchases off of TikTok Live from manufacturers over in China. Show them real quick, Ryan.
Number 27. No, one. Yes or not, baby? Yes or not? Yes or not, baby? Amanda, one more time, quickly. One more time. Pink or Afric. Okay, got you. 3, 2, 1, got your orders. 3, 2, 1, got you. Thank you so much. This is for Amanda. Okay, got you. And Sherry, baby.
I don't know, y'all look real to me. Instead of going to, Louis paying $5,000, you can pay $400. Would you do it? Would y'all do it?
My values are different now, so I'm not interested.
Go ahead and give me the knockoffs now. Look, you guys, don't go anywhere, you guys. We'll be right back.
The Big Play Sports Network is brought to you by Infinity, luxury experiences for those who dare to be different.
Welcome back to the show. Now, Josh, I want to tell you and Ryan, there is a social media influencer. I wouldn't say influencer. When you see those videos, people going around and, the customers are about to check out at the grocery store. And then some random person just walks up beside them and say, hey, can you buy this for me? And whether they say yes or no, then they go ahead and give them some money or they're going to pay for their groceries.
Yeah, now I know what you're saying. Yeah.
So this guy named Damon Darling TV on social, he's getting banned from Walmart. And that's because that's what he does. And
so why is he getting banned if he's like going in there doing community service?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. And I think because if I'm looking at a perspective from Walmart, having the cameras filming people, they might not necessarily. When we go out and shoot, we have to get people have to write releases. You can't just put anybody on TV or on social. It may be a distraction.
And people should know that they're at Walmart. I think if he narrows the footage a little bit,
what you mean?
You wouldn't even know where they at. What type of department store they're in?
You can tell Walmart. They got the blue. They got the blue checkout stand.
I mean, but that's
you're
right. But it'd be hard to ban somebody when there's so many Walmarts. There's so many stores.
I have a video of the police pulling up on him saying, "Hey, you've been permanently banned from Walmart."
Yeah, that's crazy because he'd get arrested.
And I think he's down in like Cincinnati, so he's like the one in Xenia, or is that by Cincinnati, Xenia, Ohio?
I think so.
Yeah. So I'm like, he must be local, but I can see, like, if you go up to some people don't want to be on TV. They don't want to be on social. If they feel like they telling you their story where they're struggling.
You know why?
Why?
I understand that.
Why?
We're not understanding all of the outtakes. We don't see the bloopers, the people that told him to get out of my face. No, it's probably a lot more of those than what you actually see.
Right.
That's why. And it's probably people who, those are probably the ones like, man, he keep doing it. I'm just trying to shop, mind my business.
I feel like someone had to go to like customer service or the manager to complain.
More than one.
Especially if you get to telling your story and you're like, hey, man, I really don't have the money to pay for my own groceries. And then he's
people
filming it and he puts it on social. Yeah.
Because they, you don't let homeless individuals come to the stores and solicit.
Yeah.
So while you're shopping, he probably just talked to too many people or the wrong ones.
Right.
And they complain.
Right. Ryan, did you have a chance to check out? So yeah, that's just the update on that. The Guardians, how they doing? Because I seen them against the Orioles.
They came home after a bad road start to start the season, and they did pretty well. They won 5 out of 6 games at home, and then now they're in Baltimore. They dropped the first 2. They got another game in that series, so they're about 500.
Okay.
So
right.
Okay, it's just the starting pitching is a
game,
big
they
concern.
Get injured, and the pitcher ain't doing too good. And what's up with the Cavs? Playoffs start. Hold on, playoffs.
Yeah.
They in playoffs. They clinched already.
Sunday?
I think Sunday's the first
Sunday's
game.
the first game of
Yep.
playoffs. Ooh.
First round.
And then the draft.
I'm excited about them. I think it's just a lot of stipulation around because they had a very good season, that they wouldn't go all the way. And for me, if they could just go all the way, not even have to win it, but get to the finals.
Yeah.
Get to the finals.
Right. And shout out to Cleveland. We getting a pro women's soccer team here. Let's go, Cleveland. Cleveland's where you need to be, baby. Look, we love you guys so much for watching. We out of time, Ryan. We out of time. We'll see you next time on The Return with Josh Maria Cribbs. Love y'all.
Peace.